It's your boy Adrian Blur, and we're here with Intelligent Noise. This is a podcast that I wanted to start to just come up with intelligent things to say and let our personality be the noise. And I have my co-host here.
Yes. We bring the noise, but always with the intelligence. It's your boy Intel, the INTELL. This is episode 002 out of Infinity. And today, on this episode, we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me up here.
You want to hit him with a clap?
Oh, yes. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Thank you. Far too kind. My name's Corey. I go by Coreyality. I was born and raised in New York City. I did a lot of moving around, so I appreciate you guys having me. It's like a full circle moment for me because I met Intel over 12 years ago, and he was doing a series of ciphers. They were rap ciphers, and I was invited to his second episode, which is what we're here doing today as well. So,
Cool. Tell us what you do, what are you into, so people know a little more about you.
Right. So it's interesting. I've been on a crazy journey over these last 2 years of my life because I followed doing music for a very long time, and it was a big passion of mine, and it still is. But now it's more of a hobby that I enjoyed doing it because I learned that the process was draining as far as like trying to make it and you know the things that come with that. It's a very crooked industry in some senses, but I also worked in a very corporate setting for 10 years, and I found myself in a position to where the job was great, the routine was cool, and it's something that a lot of people would ask for, but I found myself unhappy because there was things that were happening in the corporate setting where the little guy loses, you know, watching somebody that I worked with for 10 years hand in hand get done wrong and fired for wrong reasons was something that made me second guess where I was. So I went on this crazy journey of like trying these different jobs, and a few of them were like 3 months at a time. One was 7 months, and I wasn't afraid to say, hey, this isn't for me, and move on. One thing I've been doing since I've been 16 years old was smoking, right? I smoke weed. And it's funny because we are in an age now where it's finally being legalized. I mean, not being legalized, it's legal. That deserves a round of applause itself. Absolutely. That right there, you know.
Absolutely does deserve a round of applause.
In a lot of states, and soon federally.
Yeah. So I threw the fear out the window. I jumped into something that I am passionate about, and I work with a lot of big brands. We help them with their packaging and marketing, and I also work hand in hand with a brand that I am very committed to. It's called Danny Green. They're all over the city. You guys could always check us out. They run a delivery service. They know their product very well. They specialize in high-end bud. They do product
fire.
reviews.
It's very fire, and I can attest to that because it's in my bloodstream right now. And it's fire. And
we're trying to bring knowledge to people who still are afraid of the stigma, right? So one of the things that like gets to me is if any of my family members hit me up and were like, "Can you stop at the liquor store, grab me a bottle of rum?"
Oh my God,
it's A-okay. It's no problem, right? And I can't say anything about it. I'm around it, so I go. But if I were to hit anybody up and be like, "Hey, can you pick up an eighth for me?" And now they sell it at the deli, you know, a lot of people would still have that.
I used to say that when I used to be at work. I'm like, all right, so you mean to tell me people can come in here hungover and fucked up and being outside drinking all night. Right. I show up with some weed on my clothes. I'm the person who's messed up, and I'm on time doing my job.
You don't even gotta be high. You just smell like you might be high, and
the
it's a problem.
The fact that I'm smoking some good bud means that I'm even more anal and attentive to what I was doing than usual.
Right.
Facts.
Right.
So it's like, but I'm the one who's wrong. All right, cool, copy. I'll let you have that. I'll let you have it.
Stories that I hear from friends, they don't start with "I smoked too many blunts last night and did this." They start with, "Yo, I was drinking."
Drinking this. Yeah, I've never smoked a joint and woke up with somebody I have no idea who they are. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
or they was like, I was chilling with this girl and we got into some other shit. You know?
Yeah, it's
almost every conversation, even that when you're with women, it's like, yeah, that's when you actually find the love. Like, you were smoking joint and she started talking about planets and.
Well, yeah, that's if you're chilling with your lady or the right lady, but you know what I'm saying, some people chase ladies like people chase cocaine, like people chase marijuana, like people chase alcohol.
Like
so it's like
chase cars.
So I wouldn't know what to do with one.
Go back to that.
So if you are chasing a woman, whatever she's doing, chances are, if you're not that strong-willed you will do. You know, because there's men out there that will chase a woman. She take out some meth. And
they'll think about it.
And they'll think about it, but they'll be like,
That's-
nah, baby girl, I'm going to just let you do your meth, bang you out on your meth, you know, while you on your meth, and then I'm gonna leave. But then there's other dudes are like, oh man, if I don't do meth too, she won't think I'm cool. And if she don't think I'm cool, then I won't get to have sex with her. So I guess we both have to do meth. And then they end up, you know what I'm saying? They end up doing the meth. So I forgot why I went on that tangent.
You went on that tangent because I was saying that usually if you're drinking with a girl, drunk sex and just getting high and actually smoking, it could lead to great conversation.
Yes.
Yes,
sure.
if you with the right woman and you know what I'm saying, and y'all both have the same,
I was talking about the upside.
Plant substance. Yes, when you're not chasing a woman, when you've already acquired the right woman, and y'all both just light up a J, it can definitely
That actually still helps because I
spark
find that
some
most
great
of the
intellectual conversation.
Most of the people who are just chasing women always lead with the liquor because they're just chasing.
Yeah, even for like somebody
that's a
who's,
bar.
Yeah,
Triple entendre, nigga. Ooh.
There you go.
Y'all not fucking with us. I promise you. I fucking promise you. When it comes to that was just what we are, nigga.
That was just out there.
We breathe triple entendres. Are you stupid? You
big companies. It's like everybody smokes weed, bro.
Yeah.
Like everybody smokes weed. Especially like for me, it's always been a hard space for me. Like I worked in the school system, all that. You used to come up and I used to smoke weed. And what's your point? Yeah. Like I still teach kids what's popping. It didn't bother me.
I ain't selling it to the little motherfuckers.
You know what I'm saying? They usually
trying to sell them this knowledge.
They usually sold it to me.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, but from a real space, I think that it becomes a chess game in how people interact with each other. Like we create stigmas so that we can. All right, are you smart enough to maneuver through life?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can you make it where it's like can you be a Snoop Dogg or a Meth where people don't even care?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But in order to do that, you have to be fully within yourself and be okay with it. Like this is what it is. Take everything that comes with it.
Right. Well, when we deny something, right, we never give it the proper chance to be conveyed the right way. So that the kids don't get the right education on it. So they might misuse it and make it a bad thing. Liquor is in the same category. Right, I've seen kids grow up where their household taught them from a young age what alcohol is. And they didn't hide it. They didn't give it to them and like force feed them, right? But as they got older to that 18, 19, 21-year-old age, they would talk about it. And at the family functions, they would be like, hey, if you want to pour one, pour one. But just for them to get the concept out of the way, instead of being at a college party where you've never been allowed to have it.
With strangers,
let loose, go crazy, and all of a sudden you're blackout drunk and in danger, right? Mm-hmm. And we's in the same category if we can correctly, teach people how to. The youth shouldn't have it in their hands. There should be an age limit to it and things of that nature. And this can be applied all across the board, even to guns, right? There's states in this country that guns are legal, and there's a way to go about it. They teach them from a young age on the dangers of it. And then when they become a certain age, they know how to responsibly handle it. The reason why it gets shaky in this world is because we can't trust that everybody is going to provide that education.
Word.
So those guns end up in the wrong hands, and then we become on this fence of what's the right way to go about it. Right?
And even if you achieve the proper education and you have a state that's doing everything right next door to that state, you can have a state that is like, it's all bad, you can't have them.
Right.
So then the state that it's okay will start illegally funneling their okay weapons into the state where it's not okay, and especially if they're neighbors,
Right.
Where do you think the guns are coming from?
Again,
And then now you got the state where it's not okay. You got people using them like it's okay, and they don't know how. I'm very pro, even as a survivor of gun violence, I'm very pro Second Amendment, because I'm a history buff, and the American Revolution was crazy.
Yeah.
So you needed to have your arms. And World War II was crazy, like the Germans took all the citizens' weapons. Like it was crazy. So definitely I want people to be able to have them. But everyone that has one, you should be able to take it apart, put it back together, clean it.
Yep. I'm so glad this came up actually, because I was just in Texas and we were there for a bachelor party, and I noticed the difference in the culture. Completely different from here in New York. And
you're definitely a gun guy. I was looking at your Instagram.
Well, I actually wasn't until this trip. Right? I have family members that are into them. They live in places that they're legal, but I'm in New York City, so For me, the perspective has always been they're not allowed. And, most times I've come across guns, we were in the streets and they were in the hands of somebody that shouldn't have had them, and they were being used for the wrong reasons. I grew up across the street from the project, so I am not unfamiliar with guns. I've seen them a lot of times in my life. But going to Texas, and one of the activities was going to a shooting range and seeing how open they were to, their gun laws and carrying, and how responsible they were at the same time, and how people respected the weapon. It wasn't necessarily something that people were like, oh, I got a gun on me, I'm cool. It was more like, this is my protection, I carry it, but I know about it. I know how to take it apart. I know what bullets do, and I know the impact.
I can teach you about it.
Right. So I went with a group of gentlemen, my family members, their cousins, and a few were friends, and I was very happy that a few of them set the tone. The ones that were experienced were like, guys, look, we love each other, we care about each other. The last thing we want is an accident to happen here. So the whole experience was great because of that education process. And one thing that they said that stuck with me is they're like, when you have a gun, even if it's unloaded, you got to picture a laser beam coming out of it. Anywhere you wave that gun, that laser beam is touching. That's how you got to picture it, so that just in case there's a bullet and that trigger goes off, you're not waving it up. You keep it down. You keep it pointed in a certain direction. You make sure that, you unload it. You double check if anything was jammed.
Because accidents can always happen. You know what I'm saying? Even when you believe the right people are doing the right things and the right professionals have checked the right things, it's like, know yourself and check yourself. I'm sure we're all aware of what happened recently with Alec Baldwin on the movie set.
Yeah.
So it's like, know yourself, what you need to do. It doesn't always make you the responsible person, on a movie set or on wherever you're at. Doesn't make you the most responsible just because you know some things, but just know some things and then check yourself if you can. You know?
And if you don't know some things, it's okay to say, I don't know some things, and I'm not going to be the guy to play with that or show, it's very okay. Like, I didn't know enough about those guns that were on the table. The few times that I've been around guns, around, the people that I've, that live in those legal areas. One time it was a shotgun. I got very familiar with that shotgun. One thing everybody should know, every gun is different.
Very.
Right? So we stayed and we went over each gun as if I was learning about a gun brand new each time, Like, it was a brand new concept is what I'm trying to say. But it wasn't. It's a gun. But each one is different. They have a safety in a different place. Some don't have a safety.
Some higher recoil, some lower recoil.
It's like cars. You know what I mean? You can't just how to drive, but you can't just get in any car and start driving, because you could really hurt yourself.
Right, you cannot.
People have, thinking that they were the best drivers in the world because they could whip a Ford 150. But it's like, okay, you can't do that. You can't do those maneuvers in a Lamborghini.
We did have a Ford Mustang out there with 460 horses. And
that must have sounded lovely.
My God.
That must have sounded
those
lovely.
open roads in Texas. And I don't drive like that in New York at all. I drive safe.
You like American cars? Preferably?
No.
Absolutely.
I'm a German car kind of guy.
Oh, God.
I mean, you're driving a nice German car right now, but
BMW is a driver's car. It's an experience. I love them.
You gonna get that? It's distracting me. I can feel the vibrations. I feel
answering
all.
phones on.
You don't have to, but I mean, like, you can mute it because I could just feel the vibrations in my skin, man. Like, I'm not human. So, I can appreciate American. I like America, and when we make our own stuff, and I love the sound of American engines. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I really technically this is an American car. I really like Tesla. But it doesn't have that sound. It doesn't have that roar.
Gotcha, yeah.
I mean,
that's a complete.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite company. But that's cheap. It is a good idea for those people that are okay with that.
That's pretty cool.
But I'm not. I do think it's cool, but I wouldn't do it for myself because that's like wearing a muscle suit. To the beach, you know what I'm saying? The woman, she's gonna touch you and be like,
underneath, so every time you say, it's like,
the woman's gonna touch the muscle suit and be like, "This is a muscle suit." People that know cars, they're gonna see the Tesla, they're gonna hear that, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?"
There's this really cool show it's HBO, I believe. Robert Downey Jr. So he has a super vast car collection.
Oh yeah, I seen a trailer.
And he's like, he's trying to lower carbon emissions. So he literally is changing all his cars to lower carbon emissions.
Wow,
and it's kind of cool, But there's a moment because they did that. They had turned one of his cars into an electric car, and it just doesn't have that same
So quiet.
That same feel.
same raw. So they
Doesn't.
put the speaker.
Yeah.
Did they fool him? Or he knew?
Nah, he knew. He was like, he's like, it's not the same.
Because when you
Yeah,
sit, listen, because I can appreciate this. When you sit in a car, like a Mustang or a Camaro,
feel that rumble.
right? You
Oh,
can
yeah.
feel that shit, bro. And then when it drives past you and you hear it, you can also smell it. You know, you're smelling your brain cells cooking, but you can smell it. So
Yes.
it's like
It's
it's
a-
multiple sensory.
We just love the
Yes,
things that kill us.
experience.
exactly. Multiple sensory was the word.
We love the things that kill us. It's all right.
We do as a society.
But-
we are obsessed with our own destruction.
But I'm with you on that because pretending is never the thing, right? Like you sitting in the car, you know it's not really making that noise.
Exactly.
So back to what's cute. Authenticity is also cute, guys.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
It's always authentic. But see, I think what it really is, it's about, what we have to do is start remembering it's all about engineering, period.
Right.
It's a marvel of engineering.
That's why I fuck with the Tesla,
So-
bro. They everybody else that's doing EV right now
Yeah.
is because Tesla put some of their blueprints online for free, like their patents for free, so other
Which-
companies can they can like jump ahead and skip
Yeah.
timelines to get
It's
more
fire.
EV vehicles out. Because Elon's primary goal wasn't just to have everyone have a Tesla; it was for the world to be moved over to EV.
It's saying I'll make money doing this, but it's still bigger than me. That stands out to me.
But to me, I think, like I said, I think it's a game that people just play. Anybody that makes any real dope marvel of engineering, at some point it has to just be integrated into all of society somehow.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen on its own, whether you try to hold it back or not. It just
Of
freaking
course.
happens.
Word. They've been trying to hold us back because we had EV technology in the 70s, I believe, the 80s, and I think it was Ford or somebody. They bought the car, they bought the patents, and they buried them in a safe in the basement for fucking 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
It's sad that they do things like that, but it's inevitable because we attract to convenience. So the people are always going to go for convenience. So they can lock those things up for a certain amount of time, but eventually even they know soon we have to introduce this to the world because of convenience.
That's the whole thing. I told them they say the mother of all invention is necessity.
Yeah.
You just got to give them enough time to figure out
The mother of all invention is laziness.
how to make money from that
So-
shit.
So I agree with that. So that's like a multi-layered thing right there, right? So I like that you said that. The mother of all original inventions was what was the first one you said? I'm sorry.
It's laziness, convenience.
No, before that was
Necessity.
necessity. Yes, we don't live in a time of necessity. So today, it's laziness because we as humans are supposed to be hunters and gatherers, right?
Mhm.
We have time to go over and debate so many things that wouldn't be real world problems if we were living in a time of survival.
Mm-hmm.
If we didn't know where our next meal was coming from and we had to actually hunt for it, right? A lot of the things that we debate and go over, but I feel like if we don't, and they wouldn't even be spoken about because the person that you're bringing them up to is like, I'm starving.
Absolutely.
I got to be out there. Are you coming to help or not?
Yeah,
You know?
I think we are still living in a time of necessity. It's just some of us aren't.
Well, the
You know, like it's
need
it's,
has just changed.
it's shifted.
Yeah.
It's shifted. I mean, there's still hunter gatherers on this planet.
For
guys.
sure, no.
You know what I mean? There's
Necessity
still
definitely-
people where the women are gathering fruits and berries and nuts with 2 children on their breasts while the men are throwing spears at whatever big mammal they can eat. Like that shit, hunting gathering is still happening right now in 2023.
Well, I mean,
For
You know?
sure, for
to
sure.
me, it's like it's something that never will go away. Like I
Yeah.
said, so all the other, it's like one of the other these inventions are made for the people who are literally, all right, we all wake up, any living creature needs for survival on this planet is 3 things: nourishment, shelter, community.
Right. So
These are necessary. So if I'm the type of person that like the wilderness dudes, they usually were nomad lone guys because they didn't need as much of it. Still need it, but I needed to just go make it myself. You can still have that lifestyle now. It costs you a lot more.
Right.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
cost. You can go out into the woods. You're gonna have to find a way to build everything. Your irrigation. You're gonna have to build that yourself.
right.
And you can live completely outside of the confines of the system. But the way it's made up is so that every normal person can kind of have those same simple 3 things, and that's it.
Well, they've just, they've taken, at some point, a group of people decided that, the planet gives us resources, or we're going to call these things resources, and we're going to hold on to them, and we're going to divvy them up as we see fit. to the rest of the planet, because that's what's happening. Because like the world's resources are, it really should be like every man, woman, and child like shared. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of shit on this. Like, bro, like, you know how much water, like if we put as much money into the desalination of water as we do into the military industrial complex, then we would probably be able to give water to so many places. Like California's been in a drought for how many years? California, a state of the greatest country in the world, when we have the technology to desalinate water, it's connected to water. Like, I don't understand how there's a drought. You know what I'm saying? But we want to keep making jets and planes and tanks and embassies and missiles and drones. Like, bro, when I run for president and I win, I'm going to be the first president to I don't want to dismantle the military industrial complex, because then they'll Kennedy me real quick.
Yes.
I just want to like rearrange it.
Well,
yeah, that's a nice word.
Rearrange
it.
Really? Reprioritize.
Yeah, reprioritize the military industrial complex, because a lot of the troops need to come home and help rebuild the infrastructure of this country.
Just reprioritize where we put all our energy.
I think the next honest president should be a therapist. Like, the whole country needs some therapy.
Well, it doesn't really work that way. You can't do mass therapy.
The real, if we could though, because then I think people would understand. The bigger something gets, the harder it is to control and fix. So that's literally where the whole
right. That's why I want to shrink
the military.
Some of it down.
The military industrial system comes from the fact that we've gained so many dope things that Americans love so much that we want to protect it from other things that we don't even know. It's anxiousness. I have no idea if it's coming or not. Let me just protect it.
I'm pretty sure though, there's so many of those things that are dope that we're not even aware of. So if we're not aware of them, we won't be mad if we lose them.
I'm just going to give the example of the last election of Trump and a Biden, and it becomes picking the lesser of two evils. And I know neither one of them really has the control that they portray.
Exactly.
It's a group of people out there that are in these people's pockets. They're in politicians' pockets, and they push the decisions of this country. So realistically speaking, I never pick a side, because I feel like if I do, I'm losing. They got me. They tricked me into thinking that one of these guys was the right guy for me when neither one of them is. They're going to do what they want to do regardless, in my mind.
Well, if you think of it even from a local space, see what I do. Whatever local politician that you're dealing with, whether you like it or not, one of them are with one of those guys. Right. So what you have to really start doing is think of it literally as, this is my home. I'm gonna get to know you. Let's go hang out. Let's talk. Let's be friends. I need to know what you feel about my home, not the entire country.
My home,
right here.
I like that.
Where I'm at.
Yeah.
And if I like what you're saying, I don't care who you're with over there. I'm help you out. Just know, because we're at home, I'm coming to see you.
Yeah, and we can
and we can
measure
do
the
something about it, especially if you have enough people locally.
Right.
Because it's really controlled by the local businesses. Those are the people that you're trying to be nice to. That's who you want to be your friends.
Right.
And they have to pick the rock with you.
Yes.
It's a simple understanding. It's also,
No, I'm on the same page with you. The local voting is definitely priority on that for me.
It depends on what kind of change you want to make. If you want to make local changes, small changes that directly affect you, then yes, definitely participate and pay attention to local government, regardless if you want to make changes. Just, know your surroundings, stay informed. If you want to make big changes, though, that affect the entire country or that could affect your great-great-grandchildren, then you got to aim for the top to have not complete control, but some sway over those quote-unquote people that control the country, which is the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the head of the military, the head of the NSA, the head of the FBI, and the people that really control the money. And I would replace those people with my people, like every president does. You know what I'm saying? It's like, they would be just like me. It would be a cabinet of regular niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a regular nigga. I'm not a general. I'm not a soldier. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a politician. I'm just an American citizen. And I'm gonna,
That's the catch-22. You can't be a regular person and be welcomed into that world.
Let's find the fuck out, Corey.
Here's the thing is,
let's find out.
I would love to. I'm with you.
The fact that we have these conversations, to me, makes us not regular. Regular people don't have these conversations. Usually.
Right. I definitely don't think I'm regular, but in comparison to the 46 men that have come before.
But you have to be related. You have to relate to the regular guy. That's what just got to relate. They need to understand that what you care about at the core, regardless of how deep your conversations or whatever you're trying to make happen that's way bigger, at your core, you're doing it because you understand what the regular guy is dealing with.
I think it's because 8 out of 10 people nowadays are a rapper. I think I can relate to the regular guy.
Exactly.
Because in the times of the presidents, all the men were either soldiers or lawyers. So that's why the president was a soldier or a lawyer.
Great.
Now, you don't need to be a soldier because Donald Trump was not a soldier or a lawyer.
He was practically
a rapper. He was a rapper. He was a rapper. He was a rapper.
I love how I love how I played it safe and said practically.
No, he's a rapper. Let's keep this real. Like we was all, you know how many rappers he was hanging with,
He's the white DMX.
chilling with.
He was the white DMX
Until he decided to get into politics, and then all of a sudden rappers don't like him no more.
He was a rapper in persona.
And I've actually seen this in real life.
He started beefs, bro.
Yeah. Oh, what?
He started beefs.
Bro.
He has rappers mention him in their songs. He's checking rapper boxes.
Yo,
bro. He's fucking checking rapper boxes, bro.
Yo, he had a whole gang run up into the house.
He had Kanye right there. Yo, bro.
He had a whole gang run up in the house.
And listen, it may not be his music
video. He got Meek Mill out of
prison.
prison.
There is a Donald Trump music video.
Facts.
Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
He got Meek Mill out of prison.
He did.
I thought Jay-Z got Meek Mill out of prison.
Well, that was Jay-Z.
Kanye went and talked. You know, they did politics. See, Jay-Z's a politician now too. He's not just a rapper no more.
No, we're not gonna let it slide without saying he got Kodak Black out of prison before ending his term.
Oh wow, bro. Yeah, he got some rappers out of prison, bro.
Yo,
Kodak's out because of him.
That's
he
crazy.
pardoned Kodak.
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that because listen, I'm not one of those rappers that's like, oh, free that rapper. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, what's this person's real name? What did they do? And how strong is the evidence? Okay, they did it. Keep that nigga in jail. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna say free you because you were popular. You know, I mean, some people I am willing to forgive, and then some people I have the ability to separate their music from their art. Like, I still play R. Kelly.
Yeah, this is
certain songs.
This is a big topic.
Even though I despise his activities, I still, if Ignition comes on,
it's like should what you've
I'm
done
gonna let it play
affect your legacy?
And depending on what you've done and what your legacy is.
See, that's to me. It's
like I don't want that nigga's name. Hold on, I don't want that nigga's name on buildings and shit. I don't want no Robert R. Kelly library. Get the fuck out of here. You know.
I think.
But Ignition can stay.
I definitely. Well, you see, that's where like music is universal.
Bump and grind gotta fucking go.
Yeah,
Bump and grind gotta go.
Rhythm wins, right? If it's hot, you want to listen to it still. But the problem is, right, the things that he did kind of tie into the things that he was singing about. So in my mind, it affects his legacy, right? And this is a great topic because I wouldn't stand here screaming free R. Kelly, right? But in that same token, we water it down when we say free anyone that did anything, because there are guys that are still locked up because they were smoking weed in the 90s in a park, right? And they got caught by the wrong cop who lied about the wrong evidence, and that's the guy that we should be screaming free him.
And there's people that are completely 100% innocent, just whatever scenario got them in jail.
Right, but if you scream free the guy that killed that guy for no reason, you now put everybody else back in danger, and the guy that is innocent, we're not listening about him because they're saying, hey, just free anybody. No, that's not how this works. And then you lose listeners. You lose people that might actually make a difference and followers because they're going, no, you're saying free everybody doesn't make sense. I don't want the killers out. But if you focus on just the innocent people and you actually do your research and find those people that were wrongfully, convicted, then you're making a difference in this world in the right way.
You want to say free something? Say free Palestine.
Say free money and send it to all of us.
That part.
Free Palestine for sure.
Palestine.
That's something a lot of us should do our homework on.
Word.
Yes. So let's move on to a lighter topic. It's been very heavy.
It's been heavy.
It's been heavy. My heart hurts.
All right. So I guess we shouldn't talk about mental health right now.
I mean, he wanted to talk about
he said a better topic,
fat bitches.
So he said a lighter topic.
We have to lighten it up. So we're gonna lighten it up.
Oh, that's okay. Then we could talk about fat bitches.
I wish we could smoke in here, but we could.
We can show it.
You can show it.
We got flavors.
You got flavors. That'd be good.
I like that Rick and Morty grinder. Shout out to Rick and Morty. I'm gonna work for them one day.
That's good. Oh, how about these events that go crazy in the city, like these 420 events?
I mean, if we talking about 420 events, we ain't giving nobody else no shine but mine. The We Breathe Cannabis Festival, Staten Island, 2024.
Looking for sponsors, people.
Yeah, hit us up. We're looking for everything. Sure. And I support body positivity. I try to have my own, being that my body looks like a mangled, melted G.I. Joe in the sun, you know, being that I was very big and got skinny quick, and then I'm also a gunshot survivor, so I got a lot of scars. So I try to promote body positivity all around.
Yes.
However, I also try to promote health.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yo, you can get to a certain level of mass that your joints don't work as efficiently as they should. Your heart is working harder than it needs to. You know, your arteries are clogging faster than it needs to, you know. And I don't know her medical history. I don't know any massive person's medical history. But science and history has shown, medical history has shown that the less massive you are, the longer you probably will live, the more you tend to do well. I just think that there's a thin line between body positivity and promoting health.
Yes.
It's like, if I'm making you feel bad, but I'm also trying to help you live longer and improve your quality of life, then I shouldn't be labeled as someone shaming you.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm just trying to bring you down and make you feel bad with no real intention of helping you, then I consider that a bullying or a shaming. But it's like, you know, just like me, like, people be telling me to get in the gym all the time, even knowing that I'm a gunshot survivor and technically disabled, and not knowing that I'm a gunshot survivor, technically disabled. They say, get in the gym, boy. You know what I'm saying? Get them arms, get them shoulders. And it's like, okay. Now, sometimes that makes me feel really bad. But I know that it's coming from a good place. So I would never try to say that these people are like out to get me or shaming me or anything of that nature. Wow,
yeah, I think it's important how you come across, right?
It's a mill.
I know.
Okay. Is he outside or something?
I guess.
Hold on a second. All right, yo, what's up, bro?
I'm outside.
Okay, what you want us to do about that in the middle of the fucking episode?
I also texted Blur.
Who's also in the middle of the fucking episode. You want us to let you in?
Yes, please.
All right.
There you go. Sweet.
Don't delete none of that.
You ain't delete that.
Don't delete none of that.
So back to what you're saying. Yeah.
Sorry,
how you come across is important, right? So like, it is body positivity if you were trying to educate somebody to be healthier, but you're saying it with the right intention, and you're taking the right steps to show them that you're saying it with the right intention. There's a way to be super considerate and say something and leave the person with a positive feeling, even when you give them criticism.
Understood.
Because the care is there. But if you say it in the wrong way, nobody's going to feel good about it.
Here's how I do feel about the Liz situation. When I look back, there's a piece of me that feels like how he feels. And there's an understanding that I'm getting what you're saying here from a corporate understanding. It's, you don't want to make people feel bad and all that. But
no, it's not even.
But
I just don't want to make people feel bad. Right?
I dig all that, but check this out. I'm gonna let you know. I've seen videos of how Puffy screams at dancers when they're doing things. I've seen it. It's terrible.
I'm pretty sure Beyonce's gotten mad at once.
Beyonce. I've seen Michael Jackson do it. Everybody.
Oh yeah.
Everybody during these periods, we understand that this is this industry.
Right.
I find
Toughen up.
I find it weird. The chunky girls. And I have no issue. I don't do no body shaming whatsoever. I like a little thick one too every now and again. So my thing is that I find it weird that the chunky girls, they went straight corporate with this. Like all of a sudden you're being pushed too hard. Like, dude, you're dancers. This is literally an exertive thing that you have to do. Every dancer in the world has been yelled at and told to do something or this is the way this dance move, sexual situation. There's nothing more sensual than dancing most times. You
see them outfits other people other dancers have to wear.
People from as long as I've known, dancers in high level shows have been putting up with this type of thing. Who the fuck are you?
So
I mean, if they wanted to change the way dancers are treated, they could have go about it a different way.
I'm going to say I do respect that take, but maybe this is the way. Maybe this is a
not
start
suing
of that.
not suing Lizzo. You make your statement that, and you ban the dancers together. You start a dancer strike.
Whoa, especially
dancers.
union.
Everybody going on strike right now.
And then since we're going to talk about the body positivity, she is your poster. The reason why a lot of y'all, there's a long stage of big girls doing dancing on stage is because there's a Lizzo.
Word.
Yeah, but how could you push body positivity if you were going to body shame them while you're doing that?
My thing is that
that's where the contradiction
what was the
comes
body
in.
shaming? Like,
right. If we don't know if there actually was body shaming.
True.
Or if they actually complained about being overworked. But from what we can gather, what the rest of the internet says, take everything with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
She body shamed them pretty much in a way of like saying that they weren't fit enough to do the routines that they needed to do, and that they didn't get fitted enough that they would be let go. Which is the same thing that anybody would be told in that position. If you can't do the routine, we're gonna find someone who can do the routine.
For sure, but those other people aren't pushing so much body positivity.
And here's
right. Puffy's not telling you, or P Diddy, because he doesn't go by Puffy anymore.
Well, you gotta understand.
He's not telling you.
Here's my thing: is that what they were pushing is their vision.
Yeah.
They are literally in charge of all this, so they're pushing their vision. See, it's a middle ground with space where it's like, all right, you can try to be nice. I'm one of those dudes. I try to be nice quite often. He yells at me quite all the time for trying to be nice. So the reality of it is when there's a moment where I have a vision. In order to get the vision done, the whip needs to come out.
Yeah.
Get to you, and you pick this job.
Yeah, discipline is required to get anything done, right? You need to see an end result and to see it done right. It requires discipline. There's nobody out here that makes it without going super hard.
Fit doesn't automatically mean you're slim and thin. It means you're fit to do the job.
Oh yeah, you could be out of shape and have great cardio.
I've seen big girls do amazing routines and then still
Even
be
crazy.
able to have their breath.
That comes down to your cardio.
In the martial arts world, like there's a guy named Sammo Hung.
He sounds scary.
This is Jackie Chan's bigger brother. He taught him damn near everything he knows. Sammo Hung is a chunky ass, like 250-something pound dude. This man will flip off cars, backflip. He can do almost everything Jackie does and then some.
Jeez.
And he's a chubby guy.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. He was fit to do the job.
Oh, I knew a kid that we used to play basketball with, and when we were picking teams, we made sure to pick him because the other guys would never know how good he is. Mm-hmm. He was a big guy, and they would always think that we were going to be a step slower. Mm-hmm. He was one of the fastest guys and he was a big guy. He could drain the 3-ball. He could take you off the dribble. He could post up. He could shoot, and it was like so fun to watch because the rest of the team, we'd just be like, you know, a lot of the other guys could play too, but we'd just be like, give him the ball.
I think, honestly,
the ringer.
What's happening now in life, period, is people want to do super big things without any sacrifice whatsoever. Or as we like to call it in the church world, my mom's a pastor, a testimony.
Yeah. You
need a testimony. You need some sort of hardship to go through for people to actually care about what you did in this life, bro.
But that's the process. You know, anytime you embark on something new, you're going to go through a hardship because there's a learning process. There's a learning curve. And that's the part where you're supposed to, like, embrace, and that's when it gets easier after that. You know, in any business, so in that journey that I've been on, trying these other jobs, I noticed that when I was selling solar for a little bit, I would knock a door and I'd be speaking to a potential client. And when they would have certain questions about certain things, I didn't have the answer because I wasn't experienced. The guy that has been doing it for 10 years, he automatically, with certain challenges would pop up, would know exactly how to jump into them, but that comes from experience. So it got easy for him over time because he went through the hard part. He went through not having the answer and having to go back home and do his research and learn more and stay up at night and learn what different programs could help him facilitate his business and so on and so forth.
Selling solar, that sounds like a mixtape.
Sounds
like your next album.
I got this light for you, homie.
Sunlight, the purest light.
Yeah,
sunlight.
That's pretty cool. There's a lot of people saving money doing that. It's pretty interesting.
You have a tattoo?
I have a couple tattoos.
What the fuck is on your wrist?
Oh, this is terrible. You know what? Matter of fact, where's the third chair? Emil.
No.
We gonna introduce him.
Not yet.
Next segment. All right. So.
3 at a time. I want to see what this looks like before we do 4 at a time.
All right. So this is Wally, and this looks terrible.
The robot?
Yes. I would like to take this time to publicly say, fuck this tattoo artist, dude, who did this one, because this is just terrible. But I deserve it.
Yeah, you let him.
I deserve it
because let him needle you.
I did this I was simping. I was trying to impress my woman at the time.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? My kids. It's my kid. It's my kid's mom. But I've learned a lot from these.
This is how we're gonna get it. That tattoo is how we're gonna get out of any future Disney lawsuit, bro. You just gonna show them niggas you got Wally tattooed on you. Just like, it's in my blood.
It's in my blood.
Disney's in my blood, baby. That's why I sample you, baby.
We love Disney, though. Deep down, we all love Disney. Who doesn't love Disney?
I grew up on Disney. I'm a Disney kid, and I missed the Disney Channel back when they used to have movies like Luck of the Irish and Smart House.
Off topic from what is your favorite Disney movie?
Lion King is in my top 2 movies. Forget Disney movies. Lion
what?
King is in
Wait,
my top 2
we gotta discuss of all time.
All time.
The cartoon.
The cartoon.
How many movies have you seen in your
I've seen
life?
a lot of
Bro, you
movies.
can't hold.
Respect that answer, but I
Nah. We can't put cartoons
I didn't say- I
in the
didn't-
same category as live
whoa,
action.
whoa.
You gotta separate it, bro. It's so many movies.
It's a movie though, right?
No,
And
it's not. It's an animation.
all right, so
movie.
I see you're having a hard time with this, so I'll help you. I got you. I didn't say it was the best movie. I said it was is in my top 2. Right?
I'm not
I
mad.
heard you correctly, and
it's
I'm
like when-
still gonna try and challenge you.
And it comes it's like rappers, right? The rapper I say might be my favorite,
Mhm.
might not even be in your guys' top 5. Actually,
know
it's a
mine,
fact
just
that he is because
Who?
I'm a J. Cole's.
yeah, he's
Kill
in my top
Will
5.
Smith.
Will Smith's in your top. He's
Number
your
1.
favorite.
Number 1.
That's crazy, bro. You bugging. I don't care about your favorite.
I didn't think that the slap
That's
on
what-
Chris Rock would
'cause
have that impact.
I mean, stop. Whenever, like I said, we had this conversation. I've had this conversation with Lebanese Ether Freestyle Drive that it's just relatability. He was the most relatable rapper for me at the time.
That's J. Cole for me. So I feel you on that
It's
because
just
that's J.
relatability.
Cole for me. J. Cole does a great job with relatability.
I will allow y'all to have y'all favorite rappers, but I will not allow y'all to have y'all favorite movies if they do not logically make sense to me. I'm sorry.
I
So
dig
what
it.
about A Bronx Tale? Because that's up there.
It's a phenomenal movie. It's in my top 50.
Okay.
Definitely not my top
Wait.
5.
That nigga's question. I said, what's your favorite Disney flick?
Oh,
bro?
yeah.
Disney.
He said Lion
Sorry
King,
about
but then he was going on saying
I
it's
went on
top
this
2 of
tangent.
all time.
It's up there.
Yeah,
That's
you
crazy.
just, you was just
So
hurt
what's your
by that.
favorite Disney movie? Like, what's number 1?
Lion King.
Lion King. That's cool. I can take that.
So it's, okay, your favorite Disney movie is Lion King, but your second favorite movie of all time is Lion King. Okay, so what's your favorite movie of all time?
It's hard. You know, there's a few of them that are up there because, like, I related also to like nostalgia. Like a movie that I watched when I was a kid might stand out more to me than a movie that's better today. It's got better technology, better acting, better directing.
I can
So A
understand that.
Bronx Tale was up there, and even if you look at the 2 movies that I picked, because like A Bronx Tale was like one of those mafioso movies, but it had morality in it.
Mhm.
There was a lot more regular
And a
people
gorgeous
in
little black girl. That
It's
was
very
beautiful.
well
it.
shot.
No,
I like the
very well
storytelling.
yes, the storytelling, the concept of like a young kid going through the battle of following a
Adolescence and stuff,
responsible adult or
Was-
the cool guy on the block.
Was that your first mafia movie that you were exposed to?
No, but it was the first one that I was like, I like the lesson and the morality in it.
Wow. What was the first one you were exposed to?
The Godfather, and I didn't watch the whole thing. I was a kid, so like it didn't like appeal to me at the time.
Godfather's fire.
It's fire now, yeah.
Fire.
I've
But
never
as a-
seen them, actually.
As a kid, I you know, it just didn't. I was a kid. It didn't appeal to me. And then as I got older, like a lot of new movies came out that just kind of the technology on the Godfather's a little.
Goodfellas was my introduction
amazing.
to the mafia world. I
So
was
what's
like,
your favorite
oh,
Disney movie?
My favorite Disney movie? It's Lion King. It's Lion King, the original Lion King. It just doesn't. That taught me about life and death.
Yeah,
you
see,
know?
so-
I was just like, why is this dad not getting up?
So I think it's
And I'm
more,
like, oh, sometimes people don't get up.
I think it's more about time period. My favorite Disney movie is Sword and Stone.
Okay, yeah, so that might be.
That's
time
because you
period.
like old wizard niggas, bro. You an old wizard nigga. That's why you like that movie.
Probably,
Oh, am I thinking of Page Master?
No, it's Sword and Stone. Page Master is Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, okay.
That's a very good movie.
Yeah,
But
that was a good one too.
that's good. But I was watching. It's since a kid. That's always been my favorite. Second favorite Disney is Robin Hood. But that's my that's
with the
fox and-
yeah, that was a good one.
That's,
That was a
but
good
these
one.
and
It ain't fucking with Robin Hood Men in Tights
and honestly,
with Dave Chappelle, baby.
it's because of the music.
I'm gonna throw you guys for a loop, right? The Disney movies, I feel like it was a little easy. What's your favorite Disney show?
TV show.
TV show. A little harder, right?
Oh no, it ain't DuckTales.
oh, yeah.
DuckTales, woo.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck.
Sheesh, he brought it
Darkwing Duck.
That was great.
When there's trouble, you call DW.
I
Darkwing Duck.
literally found like the
Let's
70s
get dangerous.
swing band and sampled them, and it's like one of my highest played songs on SoundCloud. And sampled them singing Darkwing Duck and made it like a hook. And it's like, I
That's
am the
fun.
terror.
What's
that
your
flaps
favorite
in the night.
Disney movie?
Disney
show.
So Sweet Life and Zach and Cody like took over.
Oh my goodness.
That
You
shit
guys are
was
so
fucking
young.
Yeah, I didn't. I would. I didn't like it. I didn't like.
I didn't like
watch
Sweet
it.
Life.
Because it was a
Sweet Life?
lie. I didn't like live action shit. Bro. I don't like.
Gotcha.
Listen, when I was a kid, I didn't like watching shit.
I can't tell
About-
if you're messing with me.
No,
right
I'm
now.
serious, bro. When I
said
was a
liked the
kid,
cartoon before, he's like, it's not live action. And now he's like, I don't like live action.
For you talking about from the Disney.
no,
I know,
just
I know,
it's
I'm just
case by
messing
case. It sounds like I'm fucking with you, but
Nah,
it's
I
case
know,
by
I know,
case
just
because,
messing
like, from that medium, it's like okay, Disney, you do cartoons well. Your live action is not that great. That's why
Agreed.
they pumped out cartoons, and that's why now their live actions are fucking failing. It's like you do cartoons well,
Stick to what you do well.
I mean, and then they had some shows was dope, like Even Stevens was okay, and
what it is?
hold on, That's So Raven was okay, but with the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, it was just like that and the Hannah Montana. It's just like a little bit too kiddie for me. And when I was a kid, I didn't like to watch shows that emulated my kid experience. I like to watch shit that to aspire to. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I don't want to watch what I am. I want to watch what I'm going to be so that I can learn a little bit about that before I get there. So I was watching adult shows, you know what I mean? Like Family Matters and Friends and Full House and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I was paying attention more to Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil than Carlton and Will.
Yeah, that's where Will Smith is goated for me. That show.
What, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's probably
his
best. That's the second best sitcom of all time.
That just well put together.
That just made me even more happier because that was the relatability for me of that. Like I always just was like, okay, as a rapper, I don't see my space there, but I always enjoyed hip hop. But watching Will Smith, like I can see where I can fit in. He's not a street dude. He's not on the block. He's writing dope rhymes. I don't care what you say. His pen game is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely, phenomenal writer.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. And won the first Grammy.
And has a complete understanding of his medium. So like once he got into like the movies and started being blockbusters, he's like, oh yeah, we getting 2 songs on that soundtrack. Bro.
And his son is dope. Shout out to his son Jaden.
To attest to his pen game, right? You can't go anywhere in a big group and go in West Philadelphia,
born and raised on the playgrounds where I spend most of my days,
chilling out, mastering, relaxing. Man, don't even get me started.
See what I'm saying? It's literally a thing, and I did that, and I'm so happy that it worked like that because literally, if you're in a group of people, you feel the need to sing the whole thing.
It's legendary.
It's built
like right now. I'm in my head. I'm at Dyson and Mara.
But this is also my testament to me that hip hop was never just music, and I be telling people all the time like. When we talked about the political space, like I'm a Republican, but I'm like, honestly, I wish hip hop was a freaking political party. I would vote hip hop every like, yo, who's the hip hop candidate? That's what we running with.
Would you still vote if it's Kanye West?
Yes, I actually would.
I voted for Kanye West in the last election.
I wrote him in.
A lot has changed in the last 4 years.
A lot has, and if he runs again,
to be honest, I
probably would still vote for him.
You know who I think would make the dopest?
I love Kanye West.
The dopest hip hop president, and I think it would even make white folk feel alright.
Dante Hawkins.
Who?
Dante Hawkins.
Well, you too dark. But Lear Cohen.
Who is that?
Exactly. Your whole point is moot.
Lear Cohen he was the president of Warner Brothers.
You don't know who he is.
He was president of Def Jam for a little.
It's over, bro.
With Russell.
I think one rapper I'd be confident in being our president.
Why would Lear Cohen be the hip hop president? You think Lear Cohen represents hip hop? That's crazy, bro.
I would vote for Rakim.
There you go. Oh,
absolutely.
Doesn't that make more sense as a hip hop president?
I mean, but
Lear Cohen is a Trump.
If you think about who has the most presidential aura out of rappers,
is that's what you care about?
No, it's about being. He would probably be the most.
But if that's what you don't, if you don't care about that, why
he would
even
not be
that,
giving multi-syllable speeches?
Exactly.
Rakim would.
Exactly.
Country would be a better place if we
imagine that I'm in a debate rapping.
I mean, but that's because
if you want to see me in a debate rapping, but telling you Dante Hawkins
he doesn't have to be
2028.
president. You know why? Because he's the god. He's the god, son.
I know something.
He's God MC right there.
And that's why he might have to be like, you know what? Since you guys can't figure this out, I gotta help.
I definitely am gonna get his support when I run. I think hip hop will definitely support me, being that I am from it. And I will technically be the first true hip hop candidate because, as I love Kanye West, he got a lot going on that I don't. So I think that'll make things a little bit easier for me to be president unobstructedly than it would for him. So hip hop will definitely embrace me as the first hip hop candidate. But I wanted to touch on something you said before the hip hop presidency with shows. Right, and that theme and his pen game, Will's pen game, because what we got to realize too is the power of having your music placed in a show,
crazy,
versus being on the radio.
Yep.
Because like you saying that power, because I was thinking about that, I was like, yo, that's so powerful. I want that power, right? And I know I've written songs that have that power, but even if they've been played on the radio a million times, it's not the same thing as when people are waiting for the show to come out once a week or Monday through Friday, and the theme is the first thing they hear
Yeah.
every fucking time for 5, 6, 7, 10 seasons. Of the 10 years of their life, you drop a single. It's like you're dropping a single, and they consistently go listen to that shit once a week or 5 times a week for 10 years.
Yeah, we gotta.
That's so fucking powerful.
It's hard. Yeah, we gotta admit though that's the pinnacle of theme songs though. And it catches in every way because it checks all the boxes. It's got the catchiness, right? I don't think somebody sat and wrote that with the intent of like, how do I make this the most wittiest
Word.
They made it easy to sing along to, right? And then on top of that,
They explain the whole show.
right? The guy who's singing it, the show's about him.
Mm-hmm.
And even though, no, they actually use his real name in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
They haven't duplicated. It's hard to duplicate something like that.
I mean,
so that's why that one hits
they've
so
tried.
hard.
They've tried with the LL show in the house, which worked for a little bit. But
I mean, what was that theme song? We in the house, house.
Yeah.
We no, that's not even their shit. That's Kanye West.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
That's
right.
Kanye West. I don't even remember their theme song.
Yeah,
but theme songs are
it's not-
important.
They
Yeah,
are very
for sure.
very like living single. We are living.
Living,
See, all right now.
single.
I think we should also take that.
Oh, in the 90s kind of world.
She was part of
I'm
that.
glad I
She was
got
part of
my
that.
girl.
Again, that's community thing. She was part of that.
Keep
little
your head
clique.
up, what? Keep your head up. That's right.
Whatever. See, and you remember that.
True blue. We're tight like glue.
We remember that. See, so
My man T.C. Carson.
She was part of that. She was part of the little circle of what.
But Queen Latifah was a goat, bro. Like goat
is
queen
she's a
goddess.
goat.
Like
She
to the
is the
point where she's like, all right, I done bodied rap. Now I'm gonna body television. Then I'm gonna go body
She's in
movies.
that-
Then I'm gonna go body
she's in
theater.
that upper echelon with Will Smith and Ice Cube.
She's the queen. If
That's where he at.
I might put
if
her
Will's-
above Will though, because I don't. Has Will done theater? Does he have a Tony Award, Emmy Award? I think Yeah, man. She
Yeah,
can do
because Chicago,
theater.
bro.
She
She
can
that
do-
was
she's
a good
different,
one.
bro.
Yeah, she's different. Queen Latifah is
That's a
different.
feather in your
You
cap.
and I
She really-
think you are unity.
She really is the queen of that world, though.
Nah,
like
she's-
if Will's the king, she's the queen, and
But
I'm not
here's my-
putting one
but
higher
this
than
is-
the
this
other.
is to
you
me, they
know? She might be higher. Actually.
I would say maybe of that era. I don't know about king and queen of the entire thing.
No,
but,
I just
you
mean
know.
that like world of like making movies and music and like the whole balance of it.
Yes.
Who today is doing it like on those guys' levels? Like you mentioned, Ice Cube, Will Smith, and Queen Latifah. Who's got the whole package where they're writing raps, right? And then making movies on that level and acting in movies on that level.
50 Cent right now.
No, absolutely not.
Encanto, Moana, Hamilton, In the Heights.
Hamilton.
I'm sorry, you just
hard.
named 5 things that aren't in the pop culture heavy
Yeah.
enough for me to give him what
Hamilton
you want me to
was
give
hard,
him.
though.
Two Disney movies. and
Which were, I'm sorry, were they box office smashes or were they flop or Rooney Doonies?
Moana still tracks.
Flopper.
We gonna really talk to the guy.
Moana is a fire movie. He didn't do that alone.
He did all the music.
Okay, what are we considering this nigga for? Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Who?
What did he put him on the board for?
He put him on the board with Will
As a
Smith and
collective
Queen
creator.
Latifah as a
Oh,
yeah.
as the best person to go from
Is he
to
part of
be
hip hop?
to be doing music and movies. He was
Yeah.
never a rapper, dog. He's a playwright. He's a playwright, dog.
Started off freestyling.
Sit down. This is why you're not in this episode right now. Sit your ass down, bro. He's a playwright. Okay, he was not a rapper. The conversation at hand is rappers or musicians that transition into acting and are still hitting it out the park in both
in our young
arenas.
sir's defense, he is a
I don't
theater
think
geek.
anybody
He's
is.
great.
I don't.
50 has walked into that world,
Yes, 50 has walked in that
and he's
world.
doing pretty well.
He's. I'm sorry.
pretty
50
damn-
Cent has never hit it out the park in the cinematic world.
Well, not
Television.
yet.
Television
Not
is
yet.
different.
That one
Yeah,
movie,
Richard died trying was
It was
no,
aight.
no,
That
no,
movie? The
no,
movie?
no.
It wasn't 8 Mile, dog.
He's done-
Was it 8 Mile for you? Did it make you feel like
no,
8 Mile
no,
felt?
no, no,
Exactly.
No, no,
I'll
it
be
wasn't
honest.
8 Mile, but
I've seen 50 Cent. There's I'm mad because I can't remember the name of the movie. He's in a very short space in it, but his whole role in this movie was dope. Where he's kind of just a drug dealer giving out bread to.
was it the
this
movie
white
with
kid.
Robert De Niro?
That was a good movie.
I feel like
I
there was a
think
movie
that
with
might
50
be
and
the
Robert De
movie.
Niro.
Curtis Jackson, aside from playing Kanan, because he's not really acting, he's just being himself, is a terrible actor. Everything you've ever seen him in has been terrible.
Oh.
You just don't know it.
Are we not giving enough credit then to the legendary Method Man?
That man's
Well,
a great actor.
Well, the conversation
Great.
was hitting it out the park in both arenas.
Ah.
I think he's still hitting it out the park in both arenas. I mean, he hasn't had a platinum album in a while, but like his singles, everything he's spitting is fire. All the music that come out is fire, and he's had a successful run in television. He needs to hit it out the park in a movie. It's been a while since he hit it out the park in a movie.
I'm being honest with you. His performance in Cobbler was brilliant.
That wasn't his movie, but I guess that counts.
Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't count. That's an Adam Sandler movie. He had a small role in that. I don't count that.
It was still-
yeah,
still-
we
it's still
were
a
we were
brilliant
talking
movie.
about people that
Still-
do
definitely a
right
brilliant movie.
make their
And
movies, yeah.
Like we need a How High
Concrete
3 right now.
Concrete
you know?
Cowboys, also another brilliant performance from him.
I didn't see that. I heard it was good.
You said
It was
Concrete Cowboys.
Concrete
Yeah.
Cowboys. It's
Shit,
him
took
and
me back to Texas.
him and Idris Elba.
There's a bar I went to, Concrete Cowboys in Texas. It was like a movie.
But he needs a movie that's him. You know, he's bodied a lot of the roles he's had,
Yes.
but he has yet to have like for example, if I were to remake something of the past that fits his stature and his acting abilities, I would remake it and cast him as the lead. Because I feel like he's lead material.
He is lead
So
material.
once he
Yeah.
gets a lead role
Mhm.
and it's a box office smash, then I think he will be the most prominent actor rapper to date. Because Ice Cube hasn't had a hit smash in a minute, and he's been doing his basketball thing. He hasn't really been doing music or movies.
Yeah,
Queen
I might agree with
Latifah,
that.
her last thing was a show, which wasn't really that great, and I don't know if she's really doing music. So people have their moments. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to juggle two worlds.
Queen Latifah was the equalizer. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah, it wasn't. I love Queen Latifah, but that wasn't it, dog. Wasn't it? I mean, shit. The Denzel Washington version is barely it, bro. If it wasn't for good editing, because Denzel is too old, my nigga. For me, I'm sorry. You want me to believe that he's
I
doing
like that. No, they
60 seconds? Like,
That's-
nah, bro.
We got Liam Neeson. We needed an older black guy.
Liam Neeson is too old though.
Yes, he is.
Denzel's a
You know?
legend, though. One of the
Yes.
he's one of my favorites.
His son is dope.
Tenet. You seen Tenet?
Yeah, it did. It's fire.
Tenet's
But even
You know,
before Tenet, he was in Ballers. You
Yes.
see Ballers?
Every
I
season.
didn't even know that was his
Every
son,
season.
dog.
I used to kept looking. I was
And
like, why
that's-
does this dude look so familiar? And then when I read it, I was like, oh snap.
You know who gave me Denzel vibes from Training Day vibes? Man, what's the actor's name? I forget his name. He played Franklin on Snowfall.
Oh yeah.
Something Idris.
Oh man,
Can't
What a
remember.
show.
Damson.
Yeah,
Damson.
what a
Damson
show.
Idris. Yeah. Snowfall is phenomenal, bro.
Snowfall is
Amazing.
great. It's
And
great.
I didn't even know that dude was British, bro, until I
stopped-
seen an interview.
I stopped watching. Yeah, that's the crazy part. I stopped watching shows for like a good month after I finished Snowfall.
Yeah, because nothing really, you know.
I couldn't
Nah, I
tap
can't.
in. I needed a break.
There's some pretty good stuff out, but I'm super big in sci-fi, so I like sci-fi.
What are you
things.
watching right now?
Right now, I'm watching Foundation on Apple TV. Very good show.
But see, you like sci-fi so much, I feel like that if it's the same shit, just different actors, you'll still watch it.
So they've also taken humans. The reason why we're able to intergalactically transport is because we've actually literally made human as fodder, as energy for certain,
Oh shit!
for certain vehicles.
I'm in.
For certain
Okay,
vehicles.
all right, you sold me.
You got
And
his
they've
attention.
become
Like
their
slaves are fuel.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Whoa. So they became like a whole
Some of
sentient
these concepts.
type
That's
of
fire,
type
bro.
of race who now live in their own little kind of space world, but because they're part of the whole guild, every now and again they have to give their kids to the empire to help them guide all
All right,
their
these niggas ain't
ships.
sending us a check. We giving them too much
yeah,
because
it's-
now it's a lot of people
yeah,
that's gonna
it's
watch
deep.
this shit because I'm excited. So
It's
I take back what I said.
Tell him to
you
send
know,
us the check so we can talk about it more.
you
Yeah.
know, good sci-fi.
I love
Have you seen
sci-fi.
Snowpiercer?
Yes.
Have you seen Snowpiercer?
Yes,
I
the
have
movie
not.
and the TV
You gotta
show.
see
I'll
Snowpiercer,
check
bro.
that
I like the
The movie
I like the
on
movie.
on
The movie is way
Netflix,
better
I
than the
think.
TV show. The TV show is
Bro, talk about a sci-fi that's does something different. Because that's what I need, bro. Because I've seen so many motherfucking movies. It's like,
see.
It's got to
you-
stand out.
All right, if you
Yeah.
like Snowpiercer,
yeah,
special.
man.
so if you like Snowpiercer, there's a show on again I believe called Silo. It's kind of
Yeah, I wanted to see it, but it's
put it
on.
this way. It's like Snow.
What is it on?
It's on Apple TV.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck,
And you know what the
fuck
crazy
you.
part is?
I'm not paying for that
the
bullshit.
super Apple advocate for the longest
Because I bet you, because this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pay $100 million for that shit for a month. I'm gonna watch Silo, and then I'm gonna be looking around for fucking nothing else.
Yeah.
Like fuck Apple
Nah,
TV
this-
Plus.
this
You know what I'm
honestly,
saying? They have nothing.
I've watched the.
You know how I know? Because I had it. I did this already.
I feel like
It
I
might
wanted to
change,
watch
though.
The
Maybe
Banker.
Maybe they just need.
you see The Banker?
Yes.
That movie was fire. And then,
Yes.
but it wasn't worth
Honestly,
subscribing
I
to.
thought that movie was dope. And
It was
there's
very
other.
dope. I
There's,
should have figured out a way to steal it.
there's other movies there too that you could. It's called Fire Stick, but we'll teach you later. But now.
Yeah, I gotta relearn because I'm a LimeWire baby.
Oh, I remember that. That was so good.
Yeah, I remember. You remember LimeWire?
Dude, do you remember having to sign into the internet with that
dial-up?
just to get on LimeWire? The kids
Sign-
never know. You will
sign into the
never
internet.
know
You guys.
how we grew
You
up.
guys have absolutely
Yeah, I remember AIM.
no idea.
Did I
Yeah,
have
no
AIM?
idea.
You didn't know about stealing music from the internet, meaning LimeWire, after running from the cops because you were smoking a joint at the park while playing handball. You don't know about that.
And just
thank
for
God
the
you
record,
don't.
this is the reason why none of us are making money off music now, is because we decided that you don't want to pay for it anymore. You just want to take shit. So it's cool. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, I could
But you're
really
gonna have to
use
pay for
that
them
money.
live shows. You're gonna pay for them live
I
shows.
could really
That's
use
right.
that money. So I got a family. So definitely definitely stream my shit. Definitely don't steal my shit, please. Definitely don't do that.
The
And
guy who came up with LimeWire screwed us all over.
he was the baby of the Napster guy.
Yeah.
Definitely don't, and definitely come to my shows and definitely pay when you come to the shows. Even if you don't have to pay at the door, definitely just like put money in my hat. I have a hat. If I'm not wearing a hat, we'll find a hat. So definitely do that.
Put it in my pockets.
Nah, I don't want people touching my dick.
You want the kind that folds, not the stuff that jingles.
I mean, if you want to throw $100,000 worth of quarters at me,
That's
I will
hilarious.
fucking gladly accept $100,000 in fucking quarters, okay? Because these babies need food and clothes, and Papa needs to keep making this music. And in order to do that, I got to be able to eat too. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Absolutely. All right. Is this like where we take a mild mini break?
I'm not sure.
I don't even know. We're going to keep talking. So, me personally, I think this is a great segue. Oh, well, hold on. Let's real quick. My brother
I'm not here.
Eclectic moved in. I don't know why he walked into the room. Nice to meet him. This is our young studio manager, and he does great things. He does great work.
No, I
That's your
don't.
camera right there. That's your camera.
You're lying to me.
Oh, I love you though. He's also our theater geek, so that's why he brings up theater guys about rap conversations.
Okay. So Lin-Manuel Miranda, because I'm mad that y'all just exited out of that for a second.
Hey, wait a minute. You're gonna be able to dig deeper in this when you're a guest on the next episode.
Good point.
But here's why we dismissed it, which I will give you. Okay, we dismissed it because we were talking about rappers, hip hop world.
He is a rapper.
Where's
Yeah,
these
but
books at? Where's his albums at?
More so rappers that were
Like rappers that people
rappers that
really know, like the true
transitioned
hip hop
into
things.
movie world.
I
You,
understand
you,
that.
my friend, being your theater geek shit really hard, and I love it
By the way,
because
you
I
said-
love it.
When
You
you
said-
got
you said
when
he
you
did
got a
Hamilton?
platinum, yeah, when you got
Dude,
a platinum
that's-
album out of a play,
just just
Dog,
off of that play.
dog, having a platinum album out of a play don't make you hip hop.
Yeah, it is a hip hop play.
it is a hip hop. The album is a hip hop album.
It's a hip hop opera. Yes,
It is groundbreaking in the sense that it's different.
just leave it, bro. Just leave it. Just you and y'all guys in y'all OCD, bro. Like, can just leave
I'm not
things.
OCD. I have ADHD.
Jesus.
There's no O in that.
This is the way it was when I was a teacher too. For you people out there, like kids just randomly always touching things all the time. You know?
So because you brought that up, you want to hear the crazy? I wouldn't say it was the craziest thing, but the weirdest prank they ever pulled in school was some kid left a container of Parmesan cheese open in one of the desks. And let me tell you something. After a day or two, that classroom is gonna smell terrible.
This is just crazy.
So he left it in there overnight, and then the next day we go into the classroom and it stunk terrible. But the teacher didn't think to like make us look in the desk at first, or she did actually. She was like, "Everybody check your desk," but he knew what was in there, so everyone was like, "Nothing here."
It's crazy. But see, these are great spaces for you to become great comedians, physical or practical, either way. School is about learning to interact with people way more than his fucking grades.
Yeah.
That kid was making homemade blue cheese in his desk.
In his desk.
Where?
Blue cheese weed?
Blue cheese.
No, or just regular blue cheese? Weed? You coming back to sit down, sir?
I shall disappear. Bamf.
Banff.
No. You decided to want to sit down. Sit down, and you finish the fucking episode. And the outro better be fucking amazing.
Well, no. I do
Immaculate.
gotta go in a minute too, so you could definitely come.
Because
to the
he's
outro.
here and we're doing weird, wild freestyle like this, you know what we're wrapping it up on? Mental health.
That's awesome.
So we need to deal with this, all right? So the way this even show started here is because at the end of the day, I am a old-ass hip-hop artist who's been doing this for a really, 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 really long time. And you know what drives people crazy, I think, is trying to attain something or putting a super goal that has nothing to do with you just doing what you love.
Yeah, that's why. So remember before when I said I went back to making music as a hobby versus pursuing it as a career, because I noticed that I wasn't doing what I loved when I was doing it. right? The part that I love is the creative part. Put me in the corner of a studio. Let's brainstorm concepts all day. Let's let's go over why certain sounds should or shouldn't be in the beat and what feel they give and so on and so forth. But then there's the other part of like having to market in a certain way and worry about whether the content is appealing to the younger crowd or if it's ignorant enough or if it's not ignorant enough. There's so many aspects that come into selling yourself as an artist. And I'm not saying I can't do those things, but I don't enjoy doing those things. And I realized that they started taking away from my enjoyment in music. So how about all the artists out there that probably go through mental health issues because that's part of it. That's a key. They embarked on something that makes them happy, and then it comes with all this extra things. And then think about the lonely feeling that comes with being successful, right? And all the people that weren't there to kind of like push you to get there are now like, hey, I need something. It's a very lonely feeling, even though there's a lot of people around you. It's actually the loneliest feeling when there's a lot of people around you and you feel no relativity. You feel like you can't connect. You know, you feel like your position is not understood because you're the one that is kind of like you're the bank in a sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can't relate to you because they're taking, but you're giving. But it's a unique position to be in. So for a lot of young artists who come up and didn't have much and they get much and then they get a lot, and then a lot of people are like, oh, they should be happy, they have money, they should be fine. I think that's where that depression and those mental health issues settle in, and there's a high demand on them. And we spoke about dancers and people having high demand, and this is the entertainment world. There's a high demand on them too, So
I've lived in the entertainment world my entire life. I've been dancing since I was like 8 years old. I danced professionally for 12 years.
Wow.
And the emotional aspect of being able to release your truth and who you are through an art form is such an ecstatic feeling that the after effects of having to put in the work, which is needed, but the emotional aspect of what the work does to your body, what the work does to your mind, what it does to your relationships with people, that finding a balance between that is what causes a certain level of depressive episode when you're in a space where you feel like there is nothing. That nothingness is because you haven't found a way to balance between your love and your need. What you want and what you need are always going to be two completely different things. Whether or not they might come together at times, what you need will always be much further than what you truly want. There's going to be work put into that every single daily moment of just having to wake up. Like energy being able to put into having to exist as a person and being in a space where you are emotionally as open as possible because you're a musical artist, because you're a visual artist. You're putting your emotions on a canvas no matter what kind of art you're doing.
Right. Mm-hmm. You can still find that space, without pursuing broadcasting it, right? So like the other day I had the luxury of bumping into Intel in the studio.
Copy.
He invited me into the session and we sat down and I got to be part of the creative process a little bit, right? Just being around it felt really good. Where it goes after that, not that it doesn't matter because I would love for it to go somewhere great, but I was in there for that moment. I was in there to enjoy that moment, to be part of that moment, and I was very happy with that. So I found my peace in still being part. You play a beat in the car and ask me to freestyle, we're gonna have a lot of fun, and I'm okay with it being just between us at this point. Is how I kind of look at it now.
I definitely feel that. I've when it comes to music, it is both my love and my job, and finding a space where it's like I could still enjoy what I'm doing rather than having taking off hats. You have to take off the hat between work and relaxation.
Yes.
No, I will, because I know you have to go, and I want to kind of end on this note, but I'm going to end with actually saying something about myself that most people don't know. I'm always sitting here calm. The reality of it is this is my medication for my mental health.
Wow. Just
creating constantly. This is either going to be a cautionary tale or an inspiring one. The reality of it is 43 years old. I'm 3 baby mamas in. I haven't seen my youngest in 4 years. And the reality of it is I need to be a dad. I need to give love. And this is what I love to do. I need to thank Kenny, Hub 17, Intel, all of y'all for just letting me find that
Oh wow!
and helping me always get through it
If I had the
by
buttons,
creating.
if I had the buttons by me, I would definitely give you some.
We're ending the show here.
That was amazing.
Didn't mean that way, but you know, good. Appreciate it.